Good morning, guys. This is Wednesday, the 23rd for KAP. Starting off with homework questions. Three questions. Maybe clarify. Scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to pause the video. All right. Any questions? We're good? Yeah. Number 5. The number divided by 6. E. Oh, okay. Oh. Well, E ended up being with twice the number of 4. Okay, so what happens? It's weird. So the last problem, we were like writing. If you open up your packet, there was like 4 problems on that right side page. That last one was a 2-step problem, right? Because it was like 10 more than 2 times. This is one of those 2-step equations. Okay, so with KAP, we can spice it up and have 2 steps. So the first step is they have 2 m's, so they multiplied 2 times m. And then I think they're saying like this is the same thing. And then because it's extending it, what operation would that be? Adding 4. Okay? So if you had gotten stuck, a solid strategy is match up everything else and see what's left and just make sure that last one matches up. Okay? Here we go with today's lesson. Today it should be pretty quick, nothing too crazy, just building off of yesterday. So again, talking about expressions. We might have mentioned it yesterday, expressions versus equations. Does anyone know the difference between expressions and equations? Exactly. Expressions don't have an equal sign. Equations do. That's the biggest difference. Equations, we'll talk about this more, I think either tomorrow or next week. Equations, you set 2 things equal to each other. Expressions, it's just like there. Okay? An algebraic expression contains at least one constant and at least one variable. A constant, this just means like a number. Actually, I don't like that. At least one second. Okay, sorry, I'm going back on this. I don't like that. Changing those 2. Sorry, if you already wrote. I'm going to say that it involves, it contains at least one number. Oh, of course I wrote it. All right, here we go. It contains at least one either number or sometimes if we don't have a number, we have a variable. And at least one operation. Okay? At least one operation, and it usually involves like with algebraic expressions. Whenever we see algebraic, there's usually a variable. Okay, so there's going to be one number or variable, and there's also going to be an operation. Any letter can be used as a variable, but the letter blank is often used. X is often used to avoid confusion with the symbol X. And what do we sometimes confuse X with? Multiplication. We've talked about the other ways to write multiplication. So what are some of those ways that we can write it, Carolyn? In parentheses, so I can put 5 times X. Another way, with a dot, 5 times X. I could do, put them just right next to each other without anything there. Yes? Again, we don't use the normal way because that would be confusing. If we did the 5 times X, you don't know which one's a variable and which one's a time sign. So as we go more into algebra, meaning we're going to use more letters in our stuff, we're going to really get away from using the letter X to mean multiplication. And then hopefully we've been using that. We've started like easing that in throughout the year, but we're just going to solidify that. Okay? Variables and expressions can be replaced with any number. Once the variables have been replaced, you can evaluate. Evaluate is a fancy word for solve. Evaluate and find the value of the algebraic expression. Yes, sir.
Can X be a double digit number?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it can be a quick one.
Yeah, it could be any number. It could be a rational number. It could be an integer, decimal, literally whatever. Okay?
Even a million?
It could be a million. I'm not going to do that to you unless you really, really want. All right, let's just practice some more. This is more about yesterday when we took the word problems, breaking it down, turning it into our expression. Number 1, Terry bought a magazine for $5 and 2 bottles of nail polish. What is the total amount she spent if each bottle of nail polish cost $3? So we're gonna have an illness come over us real quick. I know it's gonna be really crazy. It's this illness where we can only read one sentence at a time. Please do not scratch this out, but I'm gonna pretend like I can only read that first sentence. Okay, just pause right there. So Terry bought a magazine for $5 and 2 bottles of nail polish. So let's write our expression based off of that. So first we want to define our variable. What don't we know in that problem? How much is the nail polish? What letter do y'all want to use? N. N is talking about? What about the nail polish? The cost of nail polish. Okay? Again, Miss Waddle usually writes the equation. In this case, it's going to be the expression. Let's write the expression. So Terry bought a magazine for $5 and 2 bottles of nail polish. What operations? Is this a 1-step or do you think this is a 2-step operation? 2-step, because first we need to multiply what by what? Class, do y'all agree? Okay. First, we need to figure out the cost of the nail polish. So we're going to do 2 times whatever that cost is. And then we're going to add, because whenever you check out, you add those things together. You add the $5. Okay. So let's take a guess. Again, here's one of those 2-step model opportunities like we had on our homework. Who thinks they can explain what the model would look like? I'll pull a stick if we can't get some. Yes.
2 ends.
2 ends. Okay.
And 5.
And how would I add 5?
Beside it.
Beside it. I just extend that on. Are y'all good with that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, oh my God, we're healed. We can read the second sentence now. What is the total amount she spent if each bottle of nail polish costs $3? So now what we're going to do is we're going to substitute. Substitute, like a substitute teacher, you replace the teacher with another thing, right? In substitution of math, we're going to replace the letter N with what value? 3. Okay? So we're going to first rewrite it. So 2 times 3 plus 5. Order of operations tells me to do what part first? That gives me plus 5 is 11. Okay, y'all go ahead, try that next one once you finish copying. Pause and play when you're ready to check all number 2. All right, here we go. Alex ate 4 less than 2 times the size of the pizza that Oliver ate. I'm going to pause there. Less than means subtract, and 2 times means multiply. 4 less than 2 times the slices of pizza that Oliver ate. What is our unknown in here? Slices he ate. Okay, you can use whatever letter. What do y'all use?
P.
Okay, P is going to be the slices. I'm going to specify because we're talking about Oliver and Alex in this. I'm going to say slices Oliver ate. Okay, so we got P. But yesterday we talked about less than. Can I write the equation or the expression 4 minus 2 times P? No. Why? Or what tells me that I should change things up? Well, not because of the order of operations, but you might get a negative and you can't eat negative pizza, and that's weird. And so we talked about yesterday, the word less than means that I'm going to do what?
Minus. Subtract.
Well, it does mean that, but I also put a little helpful hint that whenever we see the words like less than or fewer than, you want to switch those 2 things. Y'all remember that?
No.
Okay, so that expression is going to be 2P minus 4. Okay, whenever you see less than, fewer than, it's a good idea, not a good idea. You need to switch those 2 things. Okay, y'all good with that? All right. Who wants to do the model? Explain it to me. I'm gonna pull a stick because I'm hearing from the right people. Aurelian, can you try and explain the model for me?
You have 2 boxes.
Okay, 2 boxes with a P, and then
Another box with -4.
you could do -4, extend it on, but what's the other way that we showed subtraction yesterday, Devani? Very good. Technically, Aurelian, you could do that -4 in a box, but I think more likely you're going to see this. Yes, ma'am?
On the homework, I said
Let me see. Let's see. Okay. You honestly, the dot is the least way. A goes with 5 less than. I would say that's the least common way that you would see it. I understand. I love that you're pulling that from the homework and you were observing that. I don't know that I've ever seen a test question like that, and we don't typically, when we make tests, we don't do it that way. Technically, I guess, yes, that makes sense, and I told y'all that before, but I don't like that, okay? Either putting the 4 and showing that it's gonna go back on itself, or doing that -4. All right, now we can read the second sentence. If Oliver ate 8 slices of pizza, how many slices did he eat? So I'm going to substitute. What's that new expression I'm gonna read? Class, 2 times 8 is?
16.
Minus 4 is 12 slices. Did y'all eat 12 slices?
Yeah. No. Only 2. How much of a
All right. Moving to the bottom half. Okay, I see the word evaluate. We already wrote down that the word evaluate means. Okay, let's try that one more time. Evaluate means to solve. Okay, I need to solve these expressions. It says that if A is 3, B is 4, and C is 12. What you need to do, because as KAP students, y'all will rush through it and make a little math error, and you won't have any work to prove it, so you won't get partial, is first substitute. Again, replace the letter with the number and then solve. Okay, so instead of B minus A, what is that going to read as? 4 minus 3. Before you even solve, go substitute for the rest of them. Ready, set, go. And just substitute. Y'all can go ahead and solve those. 12 minus 3. 3 plus 2. B plus C. 2. Is that plus? Divide by. Don't worry. Divide by 2. Ooh, we got a little cutie. 3 times 4 cubed. And then 25 plus 12 4. All right, y'all ready? No, okay. 4 minus 3. What would I do first over here? Okay, 12 minus 12. 0. Okay, over here, what do I do first? Exponent. Ooh, 4 squared is 16. 3 plus 2 times 16. What do I do next? Multiplication. 2 times 16 is 32. I get 35. Good. What do I do first? Division. 6 plus 4. 10. 4 cubed. 4 cubed is the same thing as 4 times 4 times 4, which you can do 16 times 4, and that is 64. 3 times 64. Math. Let's go. 3 times 4. 12. Carry that 1. 6 times 3. 6 times 3. Plus 1. 19. 192. Did we get that? Is that a spicy meatball? Maybe. Okay, what do I do first on the last one? Division, that gives me plus 25. I get 25 plus 3 is 28. Any questions? Did anyone forget the order of operations existed? Maybe just a little bit. Proud of y'all. I did. It's okay. All right, you tried the whole back page. Ready, set, go. We'll check in a second. All right, here is the answer key. Division, I saw a lot of people do some different models for division. Remember, that is one that I showed y'all. Please fix it. I think that's pretty much the only way you see it, where the whole thing is the number of pages, and you might use a different letter, but it's showing that the whole block is 1 and splitting it in half. Okay, scrolling.
think I'm not teachers not used.
Okay, let me know if there's any mistakes. I might have made it oopsie. Do y'all disagree with any of them? All right, if you didn't finish, please don't sit in there and copy. For your homework, you should have 2 pieces of paper. What's gonna happen is you are gonna cut this page and you are gonna match things up. It doesn't matter like which one's which, but what I recommend doing, you see how there's like several of these? Here, let me make this more so you can see this all on the screen. Okay, what I would do is when I cut them out is I would put all of the words down first. Y'all good with that? And then find the bar model and find the algebra tiles that match that one. There should be a guy that's left over. I believe it's only like a phrase that's left over. Oh no. It says write a phrase and draw a model for the one that does not match. There's gonna be one guy that's left over. Go ahead and like fill in the 2 boxes that don't have text. Does that make sense? All right. That is it for today's recording.